Hello, football fans. We are ready for NFL picks for week number 16 in the league where they play. For pay! Great to be back with you. The best audience in all of YouTube is right here. Bittersweet show today. This will be my last show until September of 2021. I never pick week 17 in the NFL. A lot of games don't mean anything. A lot of teams are locked into their playoff position. A lot of big players are sitting that week. It's not a good week to pick games. So I never pick week 17, and I'm not going to pick the playoffs this year. I personally don't bet the playoffs. I know a lot of you guys don't bet the playoffs either. And when your team is not involved in the playoffs, a lot of people don't watch. So I am going to pass on the playoffs this year. Slight chance I do the March Madness for college basketball, but most likely my next show will be September 2021 for the brand new NFL season. Okay, 8-2 last week. Let's close the season in style. NFL week number 16, pick number 1. Let's go down to Louisiana. The Bayou. The Big Easy. The Superdome. Fat Tuesday. Oh yeah, Mardi Gras. Yeah, Mardi Gras. Who dat? With the New Orleans Saints at -6.5 against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings down to 6-8, lost to Chicago. It's been a terrible season for the Vikings. Their defense, which used to be so good, is Swiss cheese now. They can't even stop the Bears. You know how I feel about Cousins and Zimmer. It's been a lost year for the Vikings. The Saints, they're down to 10-4. They've lost 2 in a row, lose to Kansas City over the weekend. The Saints are going in the wrong direction right now. They're not going to get the 1 seed. Green Bay's going to get that. And if the Saints aren't careful, they can slip to the 3 seed. The Saints have to start picking it up. Breeze did not look healthy. He looked rusty. Saints took a lot of injuries. The Saints got to start turning it around right now. They played great football for 2 months. The last 2 weeks, they kind of gave a lot of it back. As far as this particular game on Christmas Day, Friday, I'm going to move the line to pick them in a 2-team teaser and take the Saints. You have to like the Saints here. Coming off 2 losses, they're home. The Vikings can't stop anyone. The Saints have to rebound here. If they lost this game, that's alarming. I think they will get it done. It's a short week. Big advantage to New Orleans being home. I like New Orleans here in a 2-team teaser. That's pick number 1. One other comment on the Saint-Chief game over the weekend. What planet was Tony Romo on over the weekend? The Chiefs, at the end of the first half, fumble the ball. Chiefs have possession. They fumble the ball. It goes through the back of their end zone. The Saints have a chance to dive on it in the end zone. Can't do it. It goes through the back of the end zone. Ref calls it a safety. No doubt it's a safety. Tony Romo is baffled. Jim, why isn't that a touchback? That's got to be a touchback. That's got to be a touchback, a touchback, a touchback. It's got to be a touchback. That's not a safety. It's a touchback, a touchback. Tony Romo, get a clue. Tony Romo, how long have you been involved in the NFL? You've played for how many years as a quarterback? You've been broadcasting for how many years? You're on the top announcing team on CBS with Jim Nantz. They booted Phil Simms for you, and you don't know the rules? You don't know if you have possession of the ball and you fumble it backwards into your own end zone and through the end zone, that's not a safety? You don't know that? Get a clue, Mr. Romo. Get a clue, Mr. Romo, or bring back Phil Simms. Get off the air, Romo. And I've been fair to Romo. I've been fair to him, and I don't get on announcers all that much. To me, it's all about the game. I don't pay attention too much to the announcers, but that's just horrible broadcasting. That is unprofessional broadcasting. That's deplorable broadcasting. How do you not know the rules there? So the Chiefs fumble the ball, have possession, fumble the ball back through their end zone, and you want to give them the ball back on a touchback. Are you kidding me, Romo? Even if the Chiefs fumbled it forward through the other team's end zone, they still wouldn't get the ball back. Yeah, it would be a touchback, but the other team would get it. Romo wanted the Chiefs to keep the ball. Romo, they didn't fumble the ball out of bounds at the 50-yard line. They fumbled it through their own end zone. That's a safety. You don't know the rules? You don't know the rules. You're the top broadcasting team on CBS. Like I said, they booted Phil Simms out of there for you. That's deplorable broadcasting. That's horrible broadcasting. That's unprofessional broadcasting. Romo, learn the rules or get out. Did you see Romo's contract? The guy gets like $30 million a year to do these games. Brush up on the rules, Mr. Romo. It was a safety. And Jim Nantz was just as clueless. How do you not know that? It's a touchback, Jim. It's a touchback. It's got to be a touchback. It's not a touchback. Learn the rules or get off the air. Saints, pick number 1. Pick number 2. Let's go to Steel City in Pittsburgh, where the Pittsburgh Steelers are -2.5 against the Indianapolis Colts. Colts up to 10-4, beat the Texans. The Colts are tied with Tennessee for the division. Right now, the Titans have the tiebreaker. The Colts have had a very nice season. Pittsburgh, they're falling apart. 11-3, lost to Cincinnati last night. Let me say it again. They lost to Cincinnati. The Bengals couldn't beat anyone for a month and a half. Pittsburgh has now lost 3 straight games. It's hard to believe just 3 weeks ago, the Steelers were 11-0 and leading Washington 14-0. Before they blew that game, they lost to the Bills, and now inexplicably lose to the Bengals. They got all sorts of problems, Pittsburgh. All sorts of guys out on defense. Offensive line banged up. Can't run the ball. No deep plays. It's all falling apart in 3 weeks. Now the Steelers have fallen down to the 3 seed. 3 seed. I don't even know if the Steelers can win a playoff game. And I certainly don't think they're going to go into Buffalo and Kansas City in back-to-back weeks and win. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's all falling apart for Pittsburgh. All falling apart quickly. Yes, a lot of it has to do with injuries, but there's no excuse for losing to the Bengals. The Bengals quarterback is out. They had their 3rd stringer in there. They came to play. The Steelers were lifeless, and this is a team that had lost 2 in a row. Bad job by Pittsburgh the last few weeks. I'm moving the line to 8.5 and taking the Colts. I mean, I cannot like Pittsburgh. They can't even beat Cincinnati. So why would I like them here against a 10-4 team that's tied for first place and needs the game? I like the Colts in a 2-team teaser. That's pick number 2. Pick number 3, let's go up to the Great Northwest. This is a monster game where the Seattle Seahawks are home, -3 against the LA Rams. Seattle up to 10-4, beat Washington. I'll tell you, despite all Seattle's flaws, and this is not one of their best teams we've seen, they still have Pete Carroll, they still have Russell Wilson, they're still 10-4, and they're still in first place. They always find a way, Seattle. And then you got the Rams. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Down to 9-5, lost to the New York Football Jets, and deserved to lose. The Jets carried that game from start to finish. That was an awful, pitiful loss by the Rams. Now they're out of first place. The Rams are a strange team. They have the defense to play with anyone, but they can also lose to anyone. When they don't get their running game going, they can't do their play-action passing game, and then their offense looks anemic. The Rams are a strange team. They can play with anyone, but they can lose to anyone. That was deplorable. And give the Jets credit, and I've pounded them all year, and I never thought they'd win a game, and certainly didn't think they would win here in Los Angeles against the Rams. Give the Jets credit. After getting bombed by Seattle 40-3, they showed up and came to play. The Jets gave you a professional effort. They carried that game. They got some things done on offense. They played hard. Give the Jets credit. And I was happy for Gore on the Jets. This is Gore's last year in the NFL. He's retiring. For months he's been saying he doesn't want to go out, with an 0-16 record. And he had some key plays in that last drive for the Jets that got him the first down, and they were able to run out the clock. Gore is a professional's professional, much like Larry Fitzgerald on the Cardinals. So I was very happy for Gore. Now listen, Jet fans aren't going to be all that happy because now they lost the number 1 pick. Right now it goes to Jacksonville with 2 games left. We'll see how that plays out. And on the broadcast, they were all saying the Jet fans don't care about the number 1 pick. They'd rather win this game. Oh, please. Please. You think Jet fans would rather go 1-15 and get the 2 pick rather than go 0-16 and get the number 1 pick? Come on, you're dreaming. The Jets wanted the number 1 pick. The Jet fans live for the draft. Of course they wanted the number 1 pick. They want Trevor Lawrence. They want the number 1 pick. I mean, that was another ridiculous. I don't know who said that on the broadcast. I forgot, but that's mindless. You think the Jet fans didn't wanted the Jets to win this game? No chance. They were hoping they'd lose. The Jet fans live for the draft. But anyway, that was a professional, gutty, gritty win by the Jets, and I've hammered them all year. So I just wanted to point that out. As far as this game, I think you're going to get the better Ram team this week. They have to be humiliated. They're probably looking past the Jets, looking to this game. Remember, they already beat Seattle once, so if they beat them here, they go into first place. I'm going to move the line to 9 in a 2-team teaser and take the Rams. I think it's a field goal game either way, but I think the Rams are going to come to play this week. I mean, they have to be mortified that they lost that game to the Jets. Did you see Donald after the game? He was apoplectic after the game. He couldn't believe it. I mean, he ripped off his helmet. He was furious. So I think the Rams play much better this week. I'm not saying they're going to win. It's a field goal game either way, but they'll play better than they did last week. Rams are a funny team, but I'll take them this week in a 2-team teaser. That's a fabulous game. That's a must-watch game. Pick number 3. By the way, about 6 weeks ago, I was talking to a very friendly young lady who sent me a message. We were talking about the Seahawks. I wanted to do a shout-out for her, but I cannot find the message anywhere. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I accidentally deleted it. I don't know if I just can't find it. But I did not forget about you. So early next year, definitely send me a message and I'll get that shout out for you. But I did not forget about you. I just can't find the message. All right, so that's pick number 3. Pick number 4. Let's go to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where the Kansas City Chiefs are -11 against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons down to 4-10, lost to Tampa Bay, gave up a big lead in that game. By the way, I said take Tampa Bay, Atlanta over. They went over. Show some love. Then you got Kansas City. They're up to 13-1, beat New Orleans. Kansas City, 6 weeks in a row, has won a game by less than 7 points. They're finding ways to win just like they did in the Super Bowl last year. And give the Chiefs and Andy Reid all sorts of credit. You're coming off a Super Bowl win last year, and you go 13-1 so far this year. They're not taking any weeks off. They come to play each and every week. They don't really need this game against Atlanta. They just need to win their last game to sew up the top seed, I believe. So they don't really need this game. But you know Andy Reid, he'll have them ready to play. They're not going to take this week off. So 3-team teaser. Move it to 2 and take the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 13-1. Atlanta's 4-10. What else do I need to say? Chiefs, pick number 4. Pick number 5. Let's go down to Baltimore and grab some crab cakes, where the Baltimore Ravens are -10 against the New York Football Giants. Giants down to 5-9, lost to Cleveland. That's 2 straight losses for the Giants. Can't get anything done on offense. Can't get anything done. Haven't been able to get in the end zone in over 7 quarters now. McCoy's quarterback, and you know I don't love him. I know he had the big win in Seattle, but there's only so far you can go with McCoy. Jones is still not ready. He's banged up. Giants are behind the 8 ball now. Giants are behind the 8 ball because you got to figure they're going to lose this game. Let's say the Giants go 1-1 the last 2 games. That's fair. They lose to Baltimore. Maybe they beat Dallas. Maybe. They're 1-1 the last 2. Washington would have to go 0-2 for the Giants to catch them. Washington's home this week for Carolina. And then Washington, I think, is in Philly. I mean, it's not impossible that Washington lost both of those games, especially if the quarterback Smith is out. But right now, you got to think heavy advantage for Washington. The Giants are behind the 8 ball. Baltimore, they're up to 9-5. Bomb Jacksonville. Baltimore is tied with Miami for the last playoff spot. Right now, Miami has the tiebreaker, but Baltimore has the easy schedule. Baltimore should win their last 2 games to get up to 11-5. Miami's got to play in Vegas. And then Miami's got to play in Buffalo, and Buffalo's one of the hottest teams in the league. Not impossible for Miami to go 10-6 and not make the playoffs, and Baltimore sneak into that 7 spot. Baltimore would be a very dangerous 7 seed. Coming in the back door, they'd be very dangerous because no pressure on them this year. Remember, last year they went in the front door. Everyone picked them to win the Super Bowl. They fell flat on their face. Everyone's kind of forgot about Baltimore, but they could still be an 11-5 team. And they get into the playoffs, they're dangerous. They can play with anyone. As far as this game, it's 10 points, 3-team teaser moving to 1. You got to like the Ravens. You have to. They've got the offense cooking the last 2 weeks, and the Giants can't move the ball from here to there. How are the Giants going to keep up with the Ravens? I can't see it happening. Baltimore's pick number 5. Pick number 6. Let's go up to Foxborough, Massachusetts, where the Buffalo Bills are -6.5 against the New England Patriots. Patriots down to 6-8, lost to Miami. It's just been one of those years for New England. They're not going to make the playoffs in like over a decade. We'll see what they do going forward with their quarterback. It's just been a complete mess for New England this year. Hey, listen, New England had it all their way for so long. You had to expect you were going to have a year like this. I don't know what Belichick was doing at the end of this game. New England's down 10 with about a minute to go. They have a 4th and 15. They could have tried a 40-something yard field goal. He passed Went for it 4th and 15, they don't get it, game's over. I might have tried the field goal there, cut it to 7, keep the game alive. But I'm nitpicking either way. What's the difference? Buffalo, they're up to 11-3, bomb Denver. Is there any hotter team in the league than Buffalo? Buffalo is smoking. They're on fire. They are scorching hot. They're a flamethrower right now. They are a flamethrower, and they've gone up to the 2 seed. They're tied with Pittsburgh, but they have the tiebreaker. Buffalo now the 2 seed. I'll tell you, Kansas City Buffalo would be one heck of an AFC championship game. But there's a lot of football to be played, and you know upsets can happen. Buffalo, though, scorching hot right now. Buffalo favored by 6.5 in New England. I know Buffalo never plays New England well. They never play well up in Foxborough. They barely beat New England this year in Buffalo. But I have to like Buffalo. They're too hot. They're too hot to go against them. You got to ride that hot team. 2-team teaser mover to pick them. You got to take the Bills. You just have to. They're just too smoking hot right now. So I like the Bills there. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7. Let's go to the Motor City in Detroit. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are -8 against the Detroit Lions. Lions down to 5-9. Lost to Tennessee. Another lost year for the Lions. Another losing year for the Lions. Another coach fired by the Lions. Another, losing year for Stafford. Oh, the Lions, they just can't get out of their way. Tampa Bay, they're up to 9-5. The big comeback win against Atlanta. I'm going to move the line to 2 and take Tampa Bay. I just never trust Detroit. Never trust them. Tampa Bay's a 9-5 team. They're playing a 5-9 team. You got to like Tampa Bay here. You have to like them to outscore them. I mean, this game could be a game you look to play over. I didn't look at the over and under. I may look at this game over. Tampa Bay scores a lot of points. Detroit gives up a lot of points. I like Tampa, though, in a 2-team teaser. That's pick number 7. Pick number 8. Let's go down to Jacksonville, Florida, with Chicago Bears. I'm -6.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville down to 1-13. Got obliterated by Baltimore. Jacksonville's now lost 13 straight. They have the number 1 pick. Jacksonville fans are saying, please, let's lose 2 more games and get Lawrence. Chicago, they've been playing a lot better. They're up to 7-7. They beat Minnesota. They're only a game behind a playoff spot. Chicago has looked better the last few weeks. They've got the offense, cooking a little bit. So Chicago has, I don't think they're great, but they have played a little better. They have. I have to give them credit for that. They're still in the playoff race. Listen, I'm going to keep picking against Jacksonville until they win a game, so I'm going to move the line to pick them in a 2-team teaser and take Chicago. And listen, I know Chicago can burn you at any time, and we still don't know about the quarterback. I know he's played a little better the last few weeks. We still don't know about him. But Jacksonville is just so bad. They've lost 13 in a row. It's hard to like them. So I'm going to go Chicago here. Not one of my favorite players, because like I said, Chicago's always scary. But I'll take them here in a 2-team teaser. That's pick number 8. Pick number 9, very good game here. Let's go to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, where the team with the most championships and Super Bowls combined resides, the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay -4.5 against Tennessee. Tennessee, as I mentioned, beat Detroit. Tennessee in first place right now. Green Bay beat Carolina. Green Bay is the 1 seed. They're going to be the 1 seed. This is a very good game, a very important game for both teams. I'm going to take a shot and move it to 10.5 in a 2-team teaser and take Tennessee. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's coming right down to the end. Tennessee is kind of built for the cold weather with that big running back, so I think that won't be a problem. Tennessee can handle that. I think they hang in the game here. I think they give Green Bay a game in Lambeau. I'm going to go Tennessee 10.5 in a 2-team teaser. That's pick number 9. Pick number 10, let's go out to the desert in Vegas with the Miami Dolphins, a -2.5 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Miami, they're up to 9-5, beat New England. Didn't play great on offense the first 3 quarters. Got some things done in the 4th, pulled out the win. Miami defense has been solid all year. Their special teams has been solid all year. And they do just enough on offense sometimes. Miami has had a very nice season. Like I said, though, they have a tough schedule. They're in Vegas. They're in Buffalo. They could end up 10-6 and not make the playoffs. Overall, though, they've done a nice job. The future is bright for Miami. Vegas, oh boy, they're down to 7-7, lost to the Chargers. No defense. No defense. No defense. No defense. Can't stop anyone. No defense. No defense. No defense. Can't stop anyone. No defense. 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 Can't stop anyone. Can't stop anyone. How many weeks have I said that about the Raiders? They can get some things done on offense. They cannot play defense. Gruden has done a terrible job putting this defense together. They should be more far along, now that they are. They should be farther along than they are on defense. They are an awful defensive team. Gruden gets the blame for that, and I like Gruden. I think he's a good coach. He's won a Super Bowl. I like his personality. He's very energetic. You like Gruden. At least I like Gruden as a coach. He's done a bad job here with the defense. This defense should not be this bad at this point. Gruden's been, in control here for a few years. And listen, I keep going back to this. He didn't want to keep Mack. Mack, who is an awesome defensive player. You don't think the Raiders could have used him? They have no defensive presence whatsoever. They can't stop anyone. And when you can't stop anyone in this league, you can't win big. The Raiders have had some nice wins this year. They've had a tough schedule, but their defense is atrocious. They could have easily lost to the Jets. They should really be 6-8. I guess they're technically still in the playoff race, but I don't take that all too seriously. I'm going to take Miami here in a money line. Miami is just more together. They have the better defensive team. They're just more together. The Raiders are an awful defensive team, and the Raiders have shown me nothing the last few weeks. Nothing. Nothing. The Jets carved them up. The Chargers carved them up. I'm sorry, I just cannot trust the Raiders. Miami money line. That's pick number 10. And please, Mr. Chucky, get it together in the offseason with the defense. Draft all defensive players. Heavy defense on free agency. Please, Chucky. You're doing a bad job with the defense. So that was pick number 10. And these last picks I'm probably not going to go near. Arizona, San Francisco, I might look to play over because Arizona's another one. Good offense. Their defense is atrocious. I mean, they can't stop anybody. I might look to play that game over. Right now, Arizona is hanging on to the last playoff spot. Jets, Cleveland. Out of respect for the Jets beating the Rams, I'm not going to pick against them this week. I picked against them every week. I'm going to give them a pass this week. Chargers, Denver, not going anywhere near that game. Dallas, Philadelphia, no thanks. Not going anywhere near that, although I do like what the Philadelphia young quarterback is doing. I'd like to see more from him. Maybe it's time to jettison Wentz out of there. Houston, Cincinnati. Oh, please. I know the Bengals won last night, but I'm not picking Houston, Cincinnati. But my bags are packed for that one. My bags are packed. Who wants to go down to Texas to see Houston, Cincinnati? We'll get some barbecue, and we'll watch Deshaun Watson against the Bengals. Oh, yeah. Who's with me? My bags are packed. My suitcase is full. I don't want to miss that one. Last road trip of the season. Who's with me? Let's go. But I'm not picking that game. And Washington, Carolina, I don't know about Alex Smith. Is he going to play? I said this last week. If he plays, you like Washington here. It's a big game for them. They could win the division. They're home. But if he doesn't, I still don't trust the young quarterback Haskins. I still don't. And Carolina, my goodness, have they fallen apart? What have they lost? Like 8 of the last 9 games? So if Smith plays, I would look to Washington. But right now, I don't know if he's playing, and he was out last week. So I probably will pass for the most part on those last 6 games. So there you go. You guys are all caught up. You guys are all set. Like I said, bittersweet show. This will be my last show until September of 2021. I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you. Best audience in all of YouTube, most loyal audience in all of YouTube. You guys have been with me every step of the way. I appreciate your support. I love doing this. I'm going to miss you guys until September. But you know how fast time goes by. It'll be here before you know it. We'll be in a new football season. Hopefully the virus will be behind us. Hopefully it will be better times. This year has been rough for everybody. It's been a tough go for everybody. So you guys stay happy, healthy, and safe. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. I hope your 2021 is better than your 2020. And I'll be back September 2021. And like I said, it'll get here fast. I know it seems like a long way away. Time goes fast. It'll get here. I will miss all of you. I love doing the show. Hard to believe we've done 4 months of this already. But again, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to talking to you in September 2021 for the brand new NFL season. You guys, again, stay happy, healthy, and safe. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. Don't go crazy on the Super Bowl. I always tell you guys, don't risk everything on just one game. You can bet the Super Bowl. Just don't risk all of it. All right, I'll talk to you September 2021. Thanks again. I appreciate it. I'll miss you. Take care.